We're live. Hi, everybody.
Hi, hello.
Oh my God. Guys, this is Instant Gratification episode 8. I'm here with somebody kind of special today. A little special guest, a little action.
Wait, gotta call me special. Sweet.
I know, it's like he's special. No. This is my boyfriend, Corey Cryer.
Hi.
Oh my God.
This made me a little awkward and nervous now.
I know. I made him do this because it's my first podcast episode in LA, and who better to have on the episode than my boyfriend who made me move. I'm kidding. He didn't make me move to LA.
We're gonna move here before. You're talking about
Right,
it.
that's true.
in New
That's
York.
true. Corey and I met in New York City. Tell the people a little bit about how we met. No.
No.
We can't
No,
tell.
no, you-
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Are you trying to edit this out?
No.
Is your idea?
I was just like, we can't really tell the people. Yes, we can. We met in the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met at the Upper West Side at a
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah, you were quite aggressive.
No.
A little bit.
Oh, this is like a good. This is like kind of like a good like intro thing to it. So like, what do you think about girls making the first move?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't do any work. It's perfect.
I feel like more guys are into that nowadays than before.
Well, yeah, you don't like the risk of you coming off looking like a douchebag or an idiot is minimal.
Yeah, but I also feel like you guys are getting lazy though. Like now you're getting really lazy about it.
Well, I mean, you don't have to like the sense of rejection. The fear of rejection is not there if she makes a move. That's like
Because
that-
I think it's much more. I feel like I will never make the first move. If I don't, I have to be sure that the guy, like, I have to be sure that I'm not gonna fail. Does that make sense? And I feel like guys do the same thing.
Oh, okay. Let's just be real here. Like,
What?
If a girl's talking to a guy and like she already knows the guy is like into her.
I'm gonna move your mic a little bit lower.
Like
there you
if
go.
she makes
Just
the
gotta
first,
talk a little
if
louder.
she makes the first move, like.
Then he knows. Then it's safe.
Well, if a girl makes the first move, I'm gonna say it's like less likely for like girls don't get rejected as much as guys do.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's why rejection hurts so much more when you're a girl,
Oh yeah, when you're not used to it,
because we're so not used to it.
you don't want this. Can't believe you don't want this. Like yeah,
I definitely I did make the first move on you, but that's because I had hung out with you a few nights prior and I knew for a fact I
Well-
knew that you liked me.
well it was the way you made a move on me was like almost comical. You like came back upstairs for a drink after I was done talking to you, and you like grabbed me by my shirt
I literally did. I was wasted.
and started like eating my face.
No, don't say it like that. Jeez.
No, you start. You,
Oh, I certainly did.
Yeah,
I certainly did eat your face.
I was surprised, and then I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So, and then we proceeded to go back to my place.
yeah.
And I was leaving for Ireland the next day.
Yeah.
I was having a coworker, like our Christmas party that we delayed for after the holidays. It was like really early. It was like January 9th or I left the 10th
Mm-hmm.
for Ireland. So January 9th, we rescheduled this party, and then we had the party at the bar that you were at, and that's kind of how it happened. And then we went home together. You came back to my place, and then what happened?
Then you stumbled and cracked your knee on the stairs
Oh my God.
and proceeded to cry for about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe longer.
And that's when you knew. That's
Yeah,
that's the one.
and-
That's the
And
one.
that- well, the funny thing is, you didn't even. You were hammered, and we got up there. I was like, all right, I was pretty drunk
God.
already, and you were playing with Karen, the cat.
The kitty cat.
Poor shishkis.
Yeah.
You were playing with Karen, and Karen clawed the fuck out of you.
Oh my I don't remember that.
Like literally clawed
Our cat never liked it when I was drunk because I got too handsy with her and she would not like it. She would really get aggressive.
You got super handsy with the cat and she literally like she mauled you like pretty much.
I don't remember that because I was too busy crying about my leg.
No, you weren't crying about the leg yet, and then it hurt, and you're like, and this is like 10 minutes after you hurt your leg on the stairs.
Because I kind of maybe sobered up. That's probably what happened.
And then you're like on the couch, like, ow, and I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, it hurts. I was like, the cat scratcher. Is like, no, my shin. I was like, what'd you do to your shin? He's like, I think I hurt it when I was falling down the stairs, and then like
it was bleeding.
And then like we're talking, and then we go to your room, and I get an ice pack for you, and then you proceed just to take off all your bottoms,
my everything. And then
I'm like, what is going on here? She's crying, and
but she wants sex,
and she's not yet.
Not yet.
She's this girl's crazy. This girl's crazy.
Don't you dare say that.
I mean, this
we had met like 2 nights before.
No, we did, but this was
we hung out for a long time.
Yeah, but this is like the first time in somebody's house, and now
crying, horny.
Now horny, but slightly injured, bleeding, and crying. I mean, like
suitcase on the floor because I hadn't packed yet for Ireland.
Like, at the time, you curled into a ball, with your pants off.
Oh my god!
And like crying hysterically because your shin hurts. And me just like only met you a couple times, and then if somebody would have walked in that room, it would have been a bad look. I'm just saying, like,
oh my god. So I think this leads to like a sort of like. I feel like this is like a question that I talk about. This discussion happens once a month. I feel like whenever I hang out. Sex, pretty much on the first date, but that wasn't even a date. We had hung out before. And then we hung out a second time.
And I'm like, can I get your number?
He did ask for my number the first day. But anyways, point is, sex as like for the first time as a hookup, leading, is it the exception that it leads to a relationship? Or is it like, because some people, even this weekend I hung out with a guy who was like, if I have sex with a girl within the first week of meeting her, she's not girlfriend material. And I was like, well, actually,
that's that guy's hang up. That's whoever that is, that's that guy's hang up. That's that guy's problem.
I feel, yeah, because like I was hanging out with my girlfriend from work, and she goes, I dated my ex for 6 years, and we had sex the first night. That's and I was like, yeah.
That's that guy's, like...
He seems like he's...
That's his personal hang-up and his view on...
Women and how they should act.
Women, how they should act. So,
yeah.
I think that's a hunk of bullshit to think that way, because it's bullshit. Because if... he met somebody he really liked, and they judged him off having sex the first time. He'd be like, "What? I'm just gonna try to get it in, right?" That's his way of thinking about it. But like, he's gonna go ahead and judge somebody else for trying to get it in,
right?
Like, what the fuck is that? That's.
I think it's very prevalent thought that men have that like if a girl like puts out during the first couple dates, and it's like that's it. I serotonin, excitement, everything levels go down, and that's it. You move on to the next prey.
I had that preconceived misconception. When I first started dating, like when I was a child.
You hear that, guys? Boys and children think this way.
And then like I grew up, and it was like, oh well. People are people, and some people are horny and want to get in.
Yes.
And it doesn't even mean they want to date you. Maybe they just want to fuck you.
Yeah.
And even girls will date somebody and be like, you know what? I don't really like this person, but I am horny and I need it. Mm-hmm. And then never call you again. So girls do that too. Girls can do that too. Girls are allowed to do that too. It's not.
Oh, I've done it, and whenever I've done it, guys like think that I have no right in engaging in male behavior. Like, their egos get so hurt.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's an ego thing.
I don't. I'm not the one who got used. I did.
Right. No way. Not me. This couldn't happen to me. I do this to you.
Yeah. But it's the same thing. What, you don't want this? Like, you don't want to come back for seconds? Like,
it's like, no, I really don't.
Yeah.
It was mediocre at best. But this leads to the next question. So how is COVID changing all of this? Because now people who's having sex on the first hanging out? If you're meeting somebody during COVID already, that's like a little bit of like, ooh, not kosher.
I'm going to say this one thing. COVID is a godsend for broke dudes.
Oh, because you don't have to.
For broke-ass motherfucker. If you're a broke-ass motherfucker, like, you are loving it right now, the COVID dating.
Because you don't have to take girls out on a date.
No. Oh, I mean, they outside dining, but, like...
You're doing, like... People are doing, like, Skype dating.
Well, not just that. I mean, like, people meet up at their houses, like, I'll cook you dinner. Like...
Oh, totally. That's
like,
actually...
like,
no, totally. This is what's happening.
Okay, so COVID has...
Our friend is doing this.
COVID has turned Netflix and chill...
into, like...
a date.
A nice date.
A legitimate date.
A legitimate date. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I can't say if it's good or bad. I mean, I think it's a good thing. I think it's actually a good thing.
But I think what I'm thinking is that people aren't...
Good guys that then aren't like stacked with cash, because like
some opportunities there.
Opportunities, like, it gives girls an opportunity to not date a douchebag. To be honest, like,
get to know someone.
In my opinion, like, you know, like, a lot of girls, you know, I get it. You know, like, human nature. You want a guy that has like money, that shows he can provide or whatever.
Yes, please.
But the fact that he can provide has no bearing on whether he's a piece of shit. It has no. There's no correlation there. Like, you know, a guy that has a lot of money can be a piece of shit. You know.
True, but then like our standard's gonna go low now because girls are gonna be like, well, like. Well, that's then the guy gets comfortable and then never takes the girl out on a fucking date.
That's like the thing is, the standard should be like, is this person a good person regardless of their means? You know, of what they have. So, like, that's, for me, that's better. You have people seeking good people versus, you know, but and you know, that's the other side of the coin. You know, girls complain about, you know,
getting to know someone, taking the time.
They complain about guys like only caring about looks, and whatnot, and then, but the other side of the coin is a lot of girls
care about money.
Only care about money.
Yeah.
And so, you know, to say that so many guys are shallow, there's another side of that coin. Like, girls are shallow just in a different way.
So do you think, like, if you were single right now, you'd be killing it because you're a chef and, like, basically you could just cook, like, amazing feast at home and you just be like, yeah, I'll cook you dinner. And the girls would be like, fuck yes.
I mean, like, that was my go-to before, so whatever.
This is actually true. This is actually fucked up that you just said that because it's true.
My problem is...
He pretty much got me because he is an amazing chef.
I can't... So I'll go out... There's a few places I'll go out to that I like, and they're pretty expensive. So, but that's why I spend my money on. That's what I actually spend my money on. Yeah. Is dinner. Like, I like to go to nice places and eat dinner. I'm not into watches. I'm not a sneakerhead. You know, I like my Converses and a pair of boots, jeans and a t-shirt.
He's like forever 80s. It's very traumatizing for me.
What's 80s about that?
I don't know, but he liked we were watching Cobra Kai on Netflix, which is so fucking good. You guys should watch it. And I was concerned that he was a little too excited about what the character of Johnny, the blonde, you know, bad kid from the karate movie. He literally his character is stuck in the 80s, doesn't know what Facebook is, doesn't know anything, and just wears band t-shirts. And like
those band t-shirts,
and Corey
awesome.
was just like a little bit too similar to this person. And I was like, that guy's like 54, 55, and you just turned 35. I'm concerned.
Well, I just like his metal t-shirts. Like, I like metal. I like 80s metal. 80s metal's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay. So eating in and guys cooking dinner and that being like a date thing. Are we seeing an increase in takeout, or how are we seeing the takeout like restaurant thing or the dining outside? Because like I'm bartending right now here in like the South Bay of LA, and I don't know. I feel like people are still in this area, particularly people are still really much about going out still.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Just you can't stay out that late, you know? But
people are really about going out here, but I think so. We were just in New York, right, where people are out till 4 a.m.
yes, that's the big difference between LA and here.
It's always open. People are out till 4 a.m. That's not the case here.
Yeah.
People still like to go out here, but they go out more in the late afternoon.
And they're freaking hammered by 11.
And they're hammered by 11.
Yeah.
Because you like to hang out in the sun and watch the sunset here.
Yes.
And it's nice. Like,
it's really nice.
The night doesn't have that much to offer as far as late night here.
Yeah, especially now.
Partly because we actually run East Coast time. Like our financials, the New York Stock Exchange, when they open, all the people that are in finance here are up at that time.
Yeah.
So all those people, just imagine all those people, would have to wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah. And you can definitely tell that like people here in LA are much more about the sun, the mornings. People are up more. Like the first couple of weeks I went to the beach and it was like 7 in the freaking morning.
Serious commitments to fitness.
Yes. But it was like 7 in the freaking morning. Corey surfs, so I was trying to learn, and we went to Manhattan Beach, and I was grumpy as fuck because it was early, and I was like, there were so many people out on the beach towns. Everyone like working out, getting coffee, like 7 in the morning. Everyone was out and about on a Saturday, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with these psychos?
Oh yeah.
Why aren't you sleeping? Aren't you hungover? That's what I was thinking.
No,
aren't you hungover?
Yeah, this is what I grew up with watching. Like people and we were at 7. We're late. We were late. Like people.
Yeah.
Like places are already packed. Like diners are already packed. The parking lot at the beach was already packed. Some people were already leaving.
I know. It's just like, it's a little different here. It's like, LA's like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like the second I moved here, I was like, I want nice things. It was like the first thought in my mind. I was like, everything's nice and I want nice things. Because in New York, everything is kind of messy. It feels like if you invest in something, it's not going to last, and you're going to move and you're going to do this or that, and you have roommates, they're going to fuck it up. Yeah. But here it's like, I don't know. Everything is very aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, people are very aesthetically pleasing. They take care of themselves.
A lot of white Range Rovers.
Everyone has the newest car. Everyone's just like
a lot of
Teslas everywhere.
Linen clothing, flowy linen clothing.
I'm all about it.
It can seem a bit douchey. I think for me
this area is very chill, and I really like it. It's not necessarily. It's a little bit. Yes, it's like the LA that I thought I was gonna see, but no, it's not, because the people that live here have been here for a very long time and are like, you're born and raised in LA in South Bay.
Yeah.
So his friends and like who he is and how he acts is not necessarily what people would think about like Los Angeles. It's like maybe it is what people should think about Los Angeles. It's a very chill.
It is, because
very chill.
Where I live, it's
very surfer beach.
This is where people from LA live, from actual LA. Like, that's the thing about New York and LA, right? They say nobody's actually from that town,
right?
And which in part in LA is true, especially when you go up to the west side. up more my
Santa Monica,
like
Venice.
Where I give the edge to New York is
Hollywood.
When people move to New York, they move there for a bunch of different reasons. The reason I moved there is because I wanted to cook with some high level chefs and forward my career.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I feel like the people that move to New York will tend to move there for a more intellectual purpose versus LA, we just get the most vain assholes from everywhere else
that want to be famous.
That think that, they're that big fish, the big pretty fish, move here.
And then you get here and you're like, nope.
And then they're trying to make it here. Unlike New York, where I feel like there's more of
range.
There's more like intellectuals that move there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
For inspiration. I feel like more people move to New York for inspiration, and people move to LA just to be famous, I guess, or what they think of.
Yeah.
Famous is,
and that's why I like.
It's quite annoying. Actually, being from LA, it's very annoying.
Yeah, because you have to meet these douchebags from everywhere.
I've spent my whole life talking to people.
Am I that douchebag? I'm not that douchebag.
You're not.
No.
You're not. Well, I mean, I'm dating you.
He's like, I can't say anything bad about you. I'm dating you.
Nah, babe, you're just a piece of trash. No. But like I'm a chef, so I work in kitchens, and half the people that are servers are people from out of town that decided they're going to go to LA and make it, and then they're the popular kid who thinks they're too big for their town, and maybe they are, but they move and then they become a server at my restaurant, and they literally do not give a fuck. They could give two shits about their job. It's just a job to pay the bills until they make it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna make it. Fuck this job, and then I have to deal with all of that shit.
But I think the difference between the way that I did it, which was like living in New York for a while and being in the East Coast for a while and then moving here, I feel like New York already slapped me across the face a bunch of times before I even got here. So I have no delusions of grandeur. I believe in hard work. I believe that, you have to take pride in whatever work you do. And art is the thing that it really is the important thing, and fulfillment and happiness. Fame is something that comes to some very few people in a very lucky way. And I think as an artist, you have to realize, and you have to be very realistic about the fact that might never be you.
Yeah, I mean...
And a lot of people that come to this town cannot accept that.
Oh, no,
they cannot accept that.
They get stuck for a while. They get... A lot of people... I see it, because I grew up here.
But New York, for me, New York, when you move to New York, you're used to being a big fish in a small pond, and then you move to New York, there's a bunch of big fishes in a huge pond. And I definitely had that experience of first moving there being like, oh, I'm not the most, like, everyone else is just as talented as I am. And I was knocked down so many times, and I'm still getting knocked down all the time.
Oh, I mean,
that's life, that's what it is. But that's why moving here, I feel like if I would have been really young and moved here, I don't know what my experience would have been. I'm
gonna say though, like, my experience between New York and LA is, I'll be honest, New York is friendlier.
Yes.
It's much friendlier. I always grew up with this weird misconception that if I went to New York, I would be treated badly. I would be chewed up and spit out. Yeah. And it was really not the case.
It's not the case.
I had kind of had the time of my life there.
Yeah.
My short time there that
and then COVID happened.
And then COVID happened, and I was like,
oh, God.
I'll see you later, Miriam.
Bye.
Bye.
He's like, I'm
Literally
going back to LA, and I was like, okay, bye.
3 days after, and then like people were like, New York, real New Yorkers is gonna stick through this. Is like, well, I'm
not a real New Yorker.
I'm not a New Yorker. I've been here for 9 months, maybe 8 months, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm going back home to live on my mom's couch because I'm fucked.
Yeah.
But I noticed the difference was like people were much more accepting very quickly in New York.
Accepting of strangers.
Here, and I think that over here they're less accepting because it's like, okay, people from South Bay or from LA proper, they're from LA, they're like, okay, you're just another person coming to use my connections. You just came from out of town, you're trying to be famous, you're just talking to me because I might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, people have ulterior motives here.
Yeah. And
in New York, it's like people just want to have like a good time after they get off work.
Precisely. And
they just like, you'll find yourself in random apartments any given day of the week with random people that will welcome you into their small little apartment to get fucked up with you.
That's the cool thing about New York. You don't ask for anything there. I never asked anybody for nothing there.
Yeah.
I never asked anybody for anything there, and it was just given to me.
It was given to you.
Yeah, whether it be like a drink, a cigarette, like a puff of weed smoke on the corner. Like,
yeah.
It's just all given to you. It's never asked for. It's never, in invite or anything. It's always like if you're around somebody and having a good time with somebody, everybody just
makes you feel welcome.
Everybody just brings everybody else along for the ride. Like, oh, we're gonna do this. What are you doing? I'm doing this. Why don't you just come with us?
Yeah.
Versus here, it's like very cliquey, and there's a reason why it's cliquey, and it keeps you from getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, I just like it's for me like what's been kind of the first thing that I realized about when I moved to New York was like I was like, oh, everyone's super flaky over there. Like parties, like I would want to get together, and then people would be like, well, it's a weekend. I'm in the industry. I'm working. I live in Brooklyn. I live in Queens. I can't make it. I said I would make it, but too bad. Things change. And I was like, these motherfuckers are so fucking. All my friends in New York are flaky. And then I came here, and I've only been here for a month. I've already experienced.
Oh, it's way more flaky here.
It's so much more flaky here. People will say they'll do things, but they really actually have no intention. At least in New York, I feel like they do have an intention of doing things. Here, they honestly do not have any intention of doing any of it, but they'll still say that they will.
I feel like half that here is people get drunk. I feel people
that's true.
People get drunk and make plans, and then it's like, fuck, I told this person I was going to do this. I am so hungover today.
Or like, oh, I live in fucking the Valley, and I said that I was gonna go down to fucking like Redondo Beach, and that's not ever gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Yeah, am I gonna have a 2-hour round trip?
Yeah,
drive?
for what?
But the same thing is true in New York. I mean, somebody lives in
Brooklyn. I would never go to Brooklyn. My friends, most of them lived in Brooklyn, and I was like, nope.
We lived on the Upper West Side, with the Upper West Side, Harlem, and the Heights. Like,
yeah,
it's different. If you live on the lower east, you hop on that 7 and you're in Queens.
Yeah,
quick.
But I do miss it though. I miss it a lot, and I can't wait for things to start going back to. I think I did my time, especially after COVID. I did 5 months over there in my little apartment. I think I just needed the break.
I don't know how you did that. Like I would have lost.
I had a park and a rooftop, and I had you to talk to.
Video chat.
Aw.
In my mom's jacuzzi.
Yeah. and I had my neighbors, and I would go down to the Upper West Side once every month, hang out with my coworkers and stay in the Upper West Side for a little bit. And that's how I did it. I stayed the course.
I felt a little bad for leaving though. I felt kind of like I was abandoning something when I left. And, well, I felt like I had left a couple friends behind. Like,
you mean me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, and your other friend.
And my friend Bianca. Like, yeah. You and her were, like, really sad, and I literally, like,
It was my birthday. You left on my birthday.
It was your birthday. I was drinking in the bar, and then it just came out that the bars were shutting down.
And you were like, "Oh fuck, this is real now."
I'm like,
if the bar, no, but it's true. If the bar shut down, that's how you know things are bad.
And I'm like, so you're saying that I don't have a job now?
Yeah. It's fucking...
One, I don't have a job. And then, okay, so there's that. And two, okay, restaurants are closed down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, then I got, like, restaurants are everything in New York, by the way. Like,
yeah, economy.
Who the fuck cooks at home in New York?
Yeah.
I did maybe like 3 times the whole time I was there.
Yeah. Rarely.
So those things, and then you close down the bars is like, well, what am I supposed to do with my life? I don't have a job, and you're telling me I can't go drink?
How will I ever survive?
Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, buy a tall can from the corner store and drink in the park like a homeless person?
Like a homeless person.
And then that's what people were doing. It was like my roommate was going to Central Park and sitting on the park bench with his friend. I was like, "What'd you do today?" I was like, "Oh, I grabbed an eighth of vodka and drank vodka on the park bench."
That's what people were doing.
And he's like, "I did that for 3 months." And
yeah, the drinking thing was a little out of hand in the beginning, but thank God I think I got very disciplined with it towards the... It didn't take me too long to be like, you're going to be stuck in your house for a while. You might not want to be hungover and depressed because of alcohol.
I'm actually pretty...
Get into shape. That's what I did.
I'm pretty thankful for the quarantine because I feel like actually like... So through quarantine, I had this weird depression thing happen. And then my friend came around and he has these microdose mushrooms.
Those are great.
And so...
Big advocate for those, by the way, guys.
So I had like a bout of like depression for like 2 weeks.
I remember.
And it was really bad. I was like weird thoughts up in there. I mean, like when you don't have a job and you're sleeping on your mom's couch and there's no end in sight and you've gotten turned down for unemployment in both states.
Oh my God. That's such bullshit.
And you're just like, okay, well, thank God I was saving before I left. And then you just go this, and then so at the time I took these lollipops and they kind of was like cool self-reflection. So I kind of learned about psychedelic therapy.
I'm all about it.
During quarantine. So
it does like reset things for you. It really does.
It does. So I was able to hit the reset button. And then things started kind of looking up, and now they're kind of going back up, and I'm thankful. And I'm kind of thankful the fact that it worked out the way it did. You know, I know some people that are still not doing well, but for the most part, a lot of my friends made really good changes in their life during this whole thing. Like, they shed a lot of the toxic people from their life. They shed a lot of...
I think that was a really
some
good part of it.
Some people's workplaces were toxic, and they...
Just forced them to get out, really.
It forced them to get out, and they never went back to their toxic workplace. Because just being quarantined and just not being around those people or that workplace, it gave them a break from it. It gave them a chance to say, hey, I don't need to be here. I don't need to do this anymore. I'll find something else. And so that happened with some of my friends, and that I think that's a pretty cool. I mean, if we're gonna get anything out of this whole COVID thing, I mean that's pretty good.
You have to look at the bright side of things, and it's like the silver lining. I mean, there's no way that something this big happens and nothing positive comes from it. There's no freaking way. The world doesn't work that way.
Well, I mean, it's like a fine wine. You got those struggling grapes, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. I mean, if there's no struggle, then what's it worth? Like, you know, if everything was easy, it wouldn't be worth anything.
Yeah, I think like people get caught in like the rat race, especially when, you know, living in New York. I felt like I was stuck in this pattern of working, bartending, you know, 3-4 times a week, 4 times a week, like auditioning, getting nowhere, auditioning, getting nowhere, getting something, auditioning, getting nowhere, work, get drunk, date, work. Everything was just like a tunnel vision. Everything was tunnel vision. Like I couldn't see myself outside of this small purpose that I had of like, be an actor, be an actor, be an actor, make money, make money, make money, be an actor, be an actor. Oh my God, did you forget you need sex in your life? Get sex, sex, sex. Okay, money, 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 sex, sex, acting, acting, acting. That's all I thought about. All I thought about.
Yeah.
My mental health was, I always obviously try to make it, when it got to like a bad point, I would make it a priority. But before the bad point, I wasn't taking care of it.
By the way, I love podcasts because they're like,
what?
It almost seems like they're talk therapy for the people who are doing them.
Of course they are. That's what
it.
Joe Rogan is about. Jesus, that's literally what they are.
It's like talk therapy. It's just like I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna put these issues out there, and if anyone wants to listen, it's awesome.
But if nobody's listening, nobody cares either.
If nobody listened to Joe Rogan
would still be out there talking.
And that's the beauty of that podcast. It's like,
yeah.
But like, back to your point. I'm sorry. I was just...
No, it's okay. No, yeah. I think like it was like a break, a sudden stop in the ride, and it was necessary in order to see what was outside of the tunnel vision.
Well, to prioritize.
Who I was, like, who was I? What was I happy before the pandemic? That's something that I questioned. Like, was I happy? And then I started reaching out to people.
I mean, according to
what
was it in your first podcasts?
What?
2020 is going.
Oh my God,
so good for me.
And it was because what was happening was. It was a new beginning. I was getting momentum with like the acting stuff.
And I quote, 2019
was a dumpster pile of trash. That's what I said. I was a sweet summer child. I had no idea. But things were going great in the perception of what New York and what my trajectory was from 4 years. What I perceived as important was starting to bubble up. And being in a relationship was not a thing that was a priority at the time. But I don't know if it was that it wasn't a priority that I was.
I knew it wasn't a priority. You told me when I was in New York. You told me many times.
I wouldn't seriously date him because I didn't want to be tamed. I did not want to be tamed.
And then somebody got locked in her apartment for 5 months.
And then a pandemic happened. And he just worked his magic.
I just video called you daily. That's
all it took.
That's all about it. I video called you daily. And
several times a day.
Well, fuck. What am I supposed to do? I was stuck in the house. I was stuck in the house.
Bored in the house, and I'm in the house bored. No, but anyways, yes, that was not one of my main priorities. But I'm happy that it is now.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Oh. Anyways, last question. Something we have a couple of things that we haven't touched on. It was sex. I mean, we talked about sex a little bit, but
yeah, we got like 10 minutes left, right?
Okay. So this is quick from the peoples. Oops, I just moved the mic. Sorry.
All of the peoples.
For the peoples.
All 20 of them.
All 20 of them. Okay. Why, when we're having sex, not we,
I was like,
women.
This got real personal.
No. When women have sex with men and we're about to come and we like what you're doing, everything that you're doing is great, it's working for us. Why, when we say, there it is, or I like it like that, or I'm about to come, something like that, you guys switch it up or go faster, and then you ruin it, and then the orgasm retreats like an evil witch from her cave. I don't know, into her cave. Why?
Because you never should have opened your mouth and said anything.
What?
You just kept going and not saying anything.
But we say it so...
No. You say nothing. You say nothing, and then you come. Because if you say, I'm going to come, and then the guy's like, oh, fuck.
It turns you on.
Oh, yeah, like...
So then do you switch the position or go faster to not come, for you to not come?
I don't know.
Or
You
why
just-
do you do
just
it? Because
change-
you get excited.
You just change the tempo because
You get excited.
You just change the tempo because it's fucking hot.
So it's so counterintuitive.
It's just don't say anything, and you're fine.
But for us,
Just
don't. It's hot for us to say it.
Okay, like, how about next time when you're coming, you just say, "I'm coming." And
I think that's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I feel like you guys will switch it up again.
I'm gonna come, and then like literally you're coming. You're already coming. There's no stopping it. It's already there. Yeah, because you're just kind of like you're kind of jinxing it at that point. You're jinxing.
Why can't? Okay, why do we have to not say anything?
You're jinxing your own orgasm.
No, but why do we have to not say anything? Why can't you just keep doing exactly what you're doing?
I feel like this is like personally directed at me now.
Well, because this has definitely happened with you, with other men, with people.
Well,
this happens, and it happens to a lot of women, and this is why it's a question.
Well, I'm giving you the solution there.
So the solution is for women to completely change what they're doing. And for you not to change anything. Ha! See how it works, guys? See? You see women always having to do all the work? I will agree that you guys do most of the work when we're having sex. I definitely will agree on that. I'm on top for like 5 minutes. I can't handle it. I just can't.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, like sometimes you have to also change the tempo because if you don't change the tempo and hit that right spot on yourself, then you lose. You dudes lose it too.
I know you guys lose it.
We lose it too. So if sometimes the right tempo for you is not the right tempo for me. Just saying that.
It's a dance.
It's a dance. So you gotta like go your tempo for a second.
Okay.
To get it back there.
All right.
You know.
Last question, and we're done. So, is kinky sex a red flag?
I like how you're hitting me with all the good ones.
Because I know that you can handle it, baby.
Okay. Yes and no.
What do you mean yes and no?
Well, I mean some is not a red flag. Some is just like, okay, I like, I mean
it's a little kinky.
It's a little kinky.
But not too crazy.
But like, if a chick wants you to step on her head, that's a red flag. That's
Are you speaking from personal experience?
I would rather not say.
So it is personal experience.
I would rather not say.
So do tell about this personal experience.
I don't need to talk about.
Okay.
So
you definitely stepped on somebody's head.
I'm just saying, if somebody wants to be treated like that,
it's a red flag.
I mean, like, enjoy your time while it's there, and then probably after that you should move on. Just maybe be courteous and get that person off a little bit. And keep in the back of your head.
Is it because it's too crazy and you know that there's crazy coming? If you're sexually kind of crazy, does that mean that you're kind of crazy as a person?
I mean, like,
outside of the sexual act?
I don't think it's normal to want to have a choker chain around your neck and have your head stepped on and be spit on while you're being violently fucked.
Yeah.
Like, that's not normal people. At least I don't think
whatever normal is. Most of us, the common.
Whatever normal is.
The common people.
And that's probably not it. That's definitely not it.
Yeah.
So that just, to me, that just means like.
But sometimes that sex is very good when it's crazy like that.
I mean,
I've never done that, obviously.
Okay, but
I've had crazy sex where it's like.
When I had a encounter like that, yeah, it was hot. It was very hot. It was, but at the same time,
you wouldn't date that person.
I mean, like, she's a very nice person. Very nice, very sweet. Never did anything to upset me. But after that, it was like, there is a demon there, and this isn't. and I don't want to find this. I don't want to find this demon. I don't. It's there. And this is a big one. Like,
It's a big one.
It is a big one. Like, when it rears its head, something like I don't want to deal with this. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. That's.
I mean, they do say that the best sex you'll ever have is definitely not the person you're going to marry.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean.
How dare you?
No, it's like that. You ever seen Trainwreck?
Yes.
Like, they're talking like,
Yeah.
like, the best sex I ever. It's like, no, the best sex you ever had that guy's in prison.
Yes, it's exactly true. I feel like that's definitely true.
That guy's in prison. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good end to.
That's a good end.
That's a good end.
That's a happy ending.
That's a happy ending for
That's a
Instant
happy
Gratification episode 8. Guys, please subscribe. Follow on Spotify. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Anchor. All of the links are in my Instagram, my personal Instagram. Send in questions for next week. Send in suggestions. Any sort of comments that you have about the podcast. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. Curry.
Bye-bye.
My lover. Bye. Bye, guys.